Hello, and welcome back to another review / comparison by the Captain. And if you're new to this in any way, shape, or form, this is how we are going to be rating them. So this is obviously the CW verse Obi-Wan from the Arrowverse. We have the custom and the official separated. The first row we have articulation, accessories, appearance, opinion, and price point. Now, are we all caught up? Great, good. Let's get in to this review. I don't know why I'm talking like that. So, first off, who should we pick for articulation? Let us pick our custom. And of course, I don't cut for the first one normally. So let's start up at the head. Not a lot of range at all. He can swivel his head. There is a joint right here, but because of the way that the socket works, it doesn't move up and down at all. The arms are glued in, so those don't move up. But I'm sure there's a way you can do it without doing that. Let's take his lightsaber out of his hand. He does have double jointed arms that come pretty much all the way up, and you can even bust his arm a little bit for battle damage to Obi-Wan. He has a up and down hinge for his right hand, side to side hinge for his left. His torso joint swivels just like that, barely goes down and up, as you can kind of see out of frame right there. His knee joint, I did not know how to do the pin correctly, so normal people would have the full range of motion. Me, just that much, and I know I'm going off camera a little bit, it's fine. So you go back up, and the foot moves, should moves forward about that much, back none, and swivelly doodad right there. Now let's take a look at the official's articulation. So let's start up off the head. It's probably not going to be great, right? Full range up, so he can look all the way up basically. He can look all the way down. Head tilting, nice. Can do a full 360 with his head. But you want to be careful about this neck joint. It will get out of place. So you just keep rotating it as you would, and eventually you get the Adam's apple back at the front. So not too terrible there. For the arm articulation, this actually gets a little tricky. I don't know if I'm off camera for any of that. I'm just going to scooch this over. As you can see, this is an overlay that goes over the shoulder, which we'll get into later. So when you do this, it bunches up right there, and I'm afraid it's going to break the paint on this one. This one's fine to do it too, but it still doesn't go all the way up as far as you'd want. You can't really get this over the overlay, so it'll just continuously bunch up there. There's no swivel right there. The swivel's at the elbow. It will chew the inside of the elbow up. That's a problem on other clones with this body mold. This hand in and out, up and down right here, pretty much the same. The waist joint swivels all the way around, can look down just barely, can go back just barely a bit more. With the legs, this is a overlay. Oh, wait a minute. Forgot he can kick all the way up, by the way, if you were wondering, and that far back. Totally forgot that segment of articulation. But this part, he can not kick all the way up. He can just do like, shua, like that. Can go out that far and back, barely anything really. I also forgot his leg can go out farther. So, okay, I'm gonna wait to save all those comments till the end. His knee, standard clone knee. So this is actually the clone knee from the knee joint down, and up here's all new sculpt actually, so that's pretty cool. And his leg can go forward, it can go back, and it has the same kind of motion for the hinge. Okay, now let's get into the scoring. Okay, so I'm going to explain why I scored it in certain ways. I gave my custom a 0.3, which, I mean, the articulation's pretty bunk on it, and the official one a 0.75, and I didn't give it the full point for the shoulders. Some of the leg movement is hindered, which isn't a huge problem, but my biggest problem is the shoulders, and, well, yeah, it's just, it can't really do that, and also I don't like how using this joint actually chews up the armor knee or elbow armor, whatever. You get the point. I don't like that, and maybe that's more of a quality issue than it is anything else, but I'm putting it under, I'm docking plates under articulation for it. So now let's go into accessory. So this Obi-Wan over here on the left comes with just a lightsaber. Just kind of disappointing. I could have gave him force hands. I don't have the materials or time to do that, but I could have. And this Obi-Wan over here came with the same lightsaber. They are exactly the same, but there is one key notoriety difference, and the new blade is thicker and darker blue, already a plus. And it's sturdy. This one is a little flimsy. This one's completely sturdier. Obviously, I mean, this is more of an old Obi-Wan lightsaber from the original trilogy. This is definitely a big boy lightsaber right here. Ooh. Now, I am going to dock point. You know, I'm gonna talk about this when I don't know why I keep trying to do this. Okay, moving on to the score. Now, I'm going to make a statement, but I'm going to show you the scoreboard first. So the scoreboard, I gave my custom a 0.3, and the official a 0.5 on accessories. Okay, and I'm going to explain this. Back with Anakin, I gave him the full point for accessories, because I couldn't think of anything else he could come with. I mean, swappable heads? No. I mean, this Obi-Wan definitely doesn't need swappable heads. I mean, it's perfect. But I didn't think about force hands, and with Anakin, I can make the case, and he's force choking someone, so you do have a little bit of with the force hands. With Obi-Wan, is he gonna force choke somebody? Is Obi-Wan a Sith Lord now? Does he deal in absolutes? I mean, I don't think he's given up the high ground to become a Sith Lord. But I mean, it would have just been nice to have at least his, like, 2 pointing fingers, like what came with Qui-Gon or something. Just any force hands, really. I don't think it needs to... We're already paying deluxe prices for these, aren't we? For normal standard price, we're already paying deluxe prices and only gets a lightsaber. I mean, he might as well be a standard release. What's the packaging is all that is really extra, and I don't count that as an accessory at all. So he's only getting a 0.5 for it, and I'm going to stand by that because I feel like he could have came with more. There's just a lot more that Obi-Wan could have came with, in my opinion, than Anakin, which is why he gets 50% less than Anakin. Now let's go on to appearance. Now, I'm going to start at the head, and I know people do not like this head, but I like it. I painted it myself, and I really like it. So if you don't like it, then you can shut the hell up, because this is my review. But I like the head. I'm going to give it the full point for the head. I'm going to judge it in sections. The torso, the armor, not very accurate. I'm going to dock it for that. The arms, they're okay. You know, this one's not accurate. It has pouches. This bottom part right here is not the same color at all. Doesn't really fit in, if you ask me. And the skirt piece is a little short. Has also this inner part's brown. Yeah, it's not looking good for this guy. And now let's take a look at Obi-Wan Kenobi. I guess they're both Obi-Wan Kenobi, but this is the official one. Look-wise, he looks fantastic. I mean, I'm not even going to go through the sections because I'm just going to tell you straight up, he looks fantastic. I am going to dock him, though, and I'm going to dock him on his shoulders, because his shoulders, I don't like how they go under his armor. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it does. It's not supposed to do that. It would have been better if they did it like Anakin's, where they made it a separate piece, but obviously they wanted to reuse the clone arms, which was a little disappointing for a deluxe priced figure, and over if you're paying eBay prices, but we'll get into that in the price section, won't we? Otherwise, he looks fantastic, so I'm just going to dock it for the shoulders, and that'll be it. Here's the score. I gave the official one a 0.8, and my custom another 0.3. I'm starting to sense a pattern, and I'm not sure if I'm liking it. Now, let's go on to opinion. And the opinion section has changed from video to video of mine, so this time I'm going to be rating on which one I like more. Whichever one I like more gets a full point, and whichever one I dislike more, or, is less liked, I will judge faringly on it. So obviously the one I like more is the official, so that's going to get the full point. I'm just going to be straight up with that. And for the custom, I'm going to give it, I can't believe I'm saying this, a 0.3, because I'm just on that level when I look at this guy. I just look at this guy and I feel 0.3, I don't know. Now, since we're here, no need to cut, let's just move on straight into price. Now, the pricing on this guy, you need a Commander Bly and a RTS Obi-Wan, so and the custom head. So he probably cost me about $70 to make, which is just way out of the ballpark on that one. That's just oofs all around. I could have made something better with $70 if I had my skills today. But for Obi-Wan, he's kind of a different case, because you can either pick him up for $30 or $50. And I got mine for $30 off Target's website when they restocked him. The first one, they canceled it, but then they restocked him, and then I got him a second time, and then he arrived here before my original orders did, for somehow. What was that? Anyway, so let's get on. Sorry, that kind of just lost my train of thought. The price on this guy, since I got him at about $30 off the Target's website, and people find him in store. I feel like he's readily available. If you have to get him for $50, I'm sorry, because I don't think his price justifies what he is. He could have came with more accessories. That's plainly apparent, to me at least. He could have came with more accessories. So that's really gonna drag him down. Otherwise, new sculpt, new everything, but I can't really say that new sculpt is what brings up the price to $30, because every Black Series should come with a new sculpt, because that's what they advertise. Every Black Series should be unique, and if they reuse parts, it is this is probably the same character using the same parts or the same costume, or it just works, like clones. You can reuse parts on clones, but what I'm trying to say is I don't think new sculpt justifies a higher price. What I do think is that he could have came with more accessories than just a lightsaber. I love this Obi-Wan, and he's my favorite out of him and Anakin. But I am going to dock him more points than I originally docked Anakin. I gave Anakin a full point for price, actually, because I thought he was 100% worth it. This Obi-Wan, I don't think is 100% worth it, even though I love him more. So, for that fact, I'm going to have to give him a 0.7 for price. And you can see that right here. Gave him a 0.7. I gave my custom a 0.0 because, I mean, come on. You can buy this Obi-Wan for less than I made that one. So I'm going to come back with the final scores for both of them, and we'll see who won. Did you guess correctly? Comment down below. Oh my god. If there was ever a time I felt so stupid, it was trying to add decimals right there. I've been out of the game too long, and I just graduated. So don't mind all the scribbling out of math I did. My custom got a 1.2 out of 5. And my official got a 3.75 out of 5. And if those things are wrong, please tell me what the correct answers are. I think those are right, but I was adding that completely wrong. And I was like, that doesn't seem right. That's a little too low for Obi-Wan. So it's 3.75 out of 5. I feel like that's fair. If I was just looking at him and I had to rate him, I'd give him a 4.5 out of 5. That's why I'd go down the list, because that's my honest, true answer, and I'm just looking at him, getting a nostalgia rush, and thinking it should be higher, but it's obviously not. So, if you liked the video, go ahead, comment down below that you liked it, and if you like gaming content, go check out Team MLGU. It's my second channel I run with a couple of friends. Other socials, go ahead and check out my Instagram, check out my other buds, part of MLGU, down in the link in the description. Just go read the description, basically. And if you have any tips or tricks for anyone or anything about customizing, please leave them down in the comments below. And without further ado, goodbye.